I've been driving this week the 2025 Nissan Rogue Platinum. It's actually made in Japan, but this one stickers at nearly $50,000. We're looking at $48,680. However, when I look in my area, we're able to find these for nearly 10 grand off under certain trim levels. And we're gonna drive the new Rogue. Well, I should say new, it was refreshed 2024, but this is the first time I've been reviewing it since it's refreshed. We're gonna review it today. We're gonna drive it today. I'm gonna tell you if it's a great bargain right now in today's market. Hey guys, make sure to stay to the end because we're going to look at Rogue prices in the area and see what kind of deals we can find, and there are good deals to be had out there. But we're also going to put it on the car of the year spreadsheet that I've been accumulating so far in 2025 and compare it to other models I've already reviewed this year, including a stablemate to this, the Nissan Murano, which has just been redesigned. So let's get into the review. This is a fairly new addition. This is the VC Turbo 1.5 liter. It's a 3-cylinder producing 201 horsepower and 225 pound-feet of torque. You can get in front wheel drive or all-wheel drive. To put it bluntly, over 200 some miles. I've seen about 25 miles per gallon here, a far cry of what's possible on the hybrids that this thing competes against. In 2024, they refreshed the front end. You know, Nissan's kind of getting away from the V-motion grille. You can still see it on the edges of the grille. Daytime running lights sitting on top, and nighttime lights right underneath of that. I think it's, you know, the Rogue, when they redesigned it a few years back, gosh, this would have been 2020, would have been 2021. Anyways, when they redesigned it, I thought it was one of the best looking crossovers, mid-sized crossovers in its segment. I still think that even though they changed the front end, I still think it's a really cool looking crossover. We got 19-inch wheels here on the Platinum, and a nice chrome garnish there on the side and on the top of the windows. In some ways it looks like a baby QX60 in a lot of ways, so let me know if you think it looks like a QX60, maybe a little bit of a shrunken Pathfinder, right? You can definitely tell it's a sibling to the other models in the Nissan and Infiniti lineup. Rogue typed out on the back. Platinum is the top grade here. That's why it costs so much. Chrome garnish there. You know, fancy reflective gloss, piano gloss at the bottom. We got parking sensors back there as well. Let's go ahead and open this up. Of course, this is equipped with all-wheel drive. I think this thing has just about every single option. Oh yes, it's been a while since I've been in a Rogue. We have this weird double underfloor storage thing. I think it's not very well thought out. Like, I know there's no need to like reinvent the wheel here, and then putting it back, I don't even know if it's worth it. It's a two-handed affair apparently, so like, come on, not very good engineering here. Well, just not a good idea. All right, screw it, I'm not gonna mess with it. All right, you can fold down the seats on both sides with pull the switch, but then it runs into the front seat because the front seat's pulled back quite a bit. So let's go and close this down. Let's get in the back. Oh, well, here's the thing, it doesn't have smart key access on the back, which is a miss in my opinion. So I have to go back in here, unlock the door. Now I could probably program, the car's running so that changes things, but I could probably program that button on the door to unlock the rear door. Well, you do have sunshades in here. That's nice. Nice leather stitching here. Hard touch on the top though. We do have this quilted semi-aniline leather. Very, very nice, very luxurious materials here. Now let's go and open up the sunroof. All right, it's a nice cloudy, rainy day, so it's great to have the sunroof open for days like this. But when I reviewed a Platinum Rogue in the past, it had kind of that tan and black and tan interior, which looks really, really nice. This doesn't look that nice for 50K, so I'd be getting that tan interior. It looks way more upscale than this black interior. Heated outboard seats. We do have climate control back here, but I ran into a stumbling block where I don't think I can control it from up front. I couldn't figure it out. You guys will probably yell at me in the comments if there's a way to manipulate the climate control from up front to back here. But anyways, we also have 2 USB-Cs back here, mat pockets on each side. Headroom quite good. Can I change the reclining on this seat? And I believe we can. So this is the most upright, this is the most comfortable for me, but I can, like, you can see this seat is actually a little bit further back, so it's good to have different settings there. Good legroom, good headroom, cozy seats. What more could you ask for? Good amenities, good vents back there. Triple climate control, meaning front and side passenger, and then in the back as well. All right, better materials here on the top of the door. Memory seats, of course. I don't believe we have auto folding mirrors, which is really strange for the price point of this Rogue. Skid plate there. Let's talk about this seat. Yeah, it's a little bit nicer than the rear seats, I'll say, but yeah, it's comfy, and that's what you're looking for, even though it might not look the flashiest. 12-inch screen behind the steering wheel. It's customizable. You can see there's a 25 miles per gallon there, and there's other, you customize the dials like traditional Nissan Mitsubishi instrument cluster. So nothing crazy here. I like it. We also have a head-up display that's really nice, very bright, crystal clear. And then over here, this is new, at least for me. We have a 12-inch screen here that I've only seen smaller screens on the Rogue, so this is something they added either this year or last year. Volume knob right here in the middle. It's still within reach. It's a little bit of a reach. I'd prefer it to be over here or something, but that's fine. At least I have a volume knob. The SL grade and this Platinum get this high definition camera, and I think you also get it on the Rock Creek model, which I believe is also new for 2025, 2024. It's very new trim level for the Rogue, and it's more off-road focused. Maybe I'll review that. If you guys want me to review a Rock Creek Nissan Rogue, let me know. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. If I plug my phone in here, now I believe it's wireless as well, but I prefer to do my my phone wired because I have a thick case on it. So wireless charging, even though it does have it, I prefer not to do it. So all right, there's a very big Android Auto pull up, and I like that you have the shortcuts to get out of it into the native software with the Google built in here. So really nifty. Climate control here is fantastic. Like I said, that one snag, I don't really know how to control the back from the front, if it's possible, but I do have heated seats. I don't have ventilated seats in here for 48K. Am I missing something? That's really surprising. Let me know if you guys think that's a miss. That is kind of blowing me away right now. All right, so physical climate control knobs. This is great, really good. Honda's the only one that might one up this with one in the middle for the fan speed, but this is fantastic for the climate control configuration. So USBs here, a pretty simple shifter, shift by wire situation. We have a couple cup holders, auto brake hold, drive mode select. I'm not going to mess with that. Now, I will give them some praise for this. So many manufacturers, I believe Nissan included, I want to say the new Murano had a glossy black here. It can be done with this kind of like this semi-glossy thing that yes, it gets dirty, but it's not going to get scratched nearly as bad as piano black. It's not as reflective as piano black. This is a good surface. I like the wood trim here, the materials on the dash, the stitching, the steering wheel is very nice. We have paddle shifters to row through fake gears on the CVT, by the way. Like this, small attention to detail. It opens up nice and slow. We do have ambient lighting in here, but it's daytime and you're not gonna be able to see it. No rubber gaskets in there or anything. Opening this up, pretty basic, just plastic in there. Bose sound system, auto dimming. I don't think we have auto dimming side mirrors, so that's a miss as well. Sunglasses holder here. So let's go ahead and strap in the cameras and start driving the 2025 Nissan Rogue. You know, what conditions this peppy 3-cylinder turbo has enough torque to break free a bit. You can spin the tires on here, even though on paper it's not the world's most powerful. It's got a CVT, which has its benefits. People are just going to crap on the CVT because it's a Nissan Jatco CVT. I'm here to tell you it's not bad, all right? Well, let's just wait for this Genesis to get out of the way, and I'll tell you about this this setup. All right, let's see if we can pass this 3.5 liter twin turbo. Pedal down. You know, it's not the most linear power delivery. As I get into the brakes here, I'll talk about the brakes here in a little bit, but you know, the CVT at least is responsive. It'll smack you with all the torque it can give from this little 3-cylinder turbo initially, and then it's just like there's nothing after that. So it's just like it feel like it peaks about halfway through the rev range, and then all the extra revs that this little engine has to give is just for noise. Now, it's a smooth engine. It's actually a really quiet engine unless you go full ham, and it's still pretty quiet at full tilt. All right. Now, how does it compare to like the Murano's new 2-liter turbo and variable compression turbo mated to the 9-speed auto? Well, it's actually more responsive. However, that just has so much more torque and power that once the power comes on in the Murano, it would just dust this thing, okay? But the one advantage this has is that, well, it just slightly more fuel efficient, 25 miles per gallon compared to the Murano was like 20, somewhere around there. There's no top end to this engine. It's all torque and nothing else. All right. Ironically, I'm also driving another 3-cylinder turbo this week. However, that's in the GR Corolla, which has like an extra 100 horsepower over this. I'll just get this out of the way. The Murano, if you're spending over $40,000, I'd be picking the Murano over this Rogue every single day of the week. Like this Platinum, it just doesn't offer enough. And it's way too expensive. On surface, it's too expensive. As we know, when we get into the office at the end of this review, we'll see what kind of deals are we have. Massive discounts going on the Nissan Rogue. All right, so another opportunity to get in the brake here in traffic. Like the powertrain has no top end to it, it's all bottom. The opposite is with the brake. There's no braking initially. You get halfway through the pedal and then the brakes start giving you some feedback. But the first like several inches, it feels like, of the brake travel, there's just nothing there, okay? And it comes on and it brakes okay. It's just like, where are my brakes? Where are my brakes? And keep going. Oh, there they are. Okay, it does stop decently, but yeah. Comfort, soft armrests. These semi-align leather seats are really, really nice. It's quiet in here, guys. Like, really quiet. Windows double pane. I mean, you're not pushing the engine, you don't know it's really there. Okay, so the engine bay is very, very quiet. Not a lot of vibrations coming through the cabin. It's a smooth ride. I would say it's a fairly luxurious ride. So for the price point, I'm happy with the noise isolation and the comfort, but not with the engine performance nor the fuel economy. 25 miles per gallon. When its competitors can roll off 40 miles per gallon in their hybrids while giving you more performance. It's a tough go against the Rogue, against its competition when you're looking at powertrains, right? That's why it has to be discounted so much on the market right now. If this had a VC turbo hybrid, hey, more power to you. But there's no hybrid, there's no alternative powertrain to this little 3-cylinder turbo. Now, I don't have a lot of turns in Florida. It handles well. I mean, most Nissans actually are quite decent in the turns. I would say it's better than a RAV4, maybe not quite as solid in the turns as a CR-V, but it handles quite well. It's probably on par with the Sportage or something like that. It handles well. I think the Murano actually feels better in the turns though, so it's not going to beat the Murano in that regard. The Rogue does come standard with a blind spot monitor throughout the lineup, and then you get more safety features. And then why are we braking, guys? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Guys, it's this time of year. I just don't get it. It's this time of year down in Southwest Florida. It's season, all the snowbirds are down, but it's also spring break. So like the traffic right now is heavy. And then the amount of drivers that just don't have a clue goes up even further, of course. Anyways, that has nothing to do with the Rogue here. At least I'm comfortable sitting in the Rogue while I have really bad drivers around me. I do feel safe in here with all the bad drivers, so there's that. Auto brake hold is nice to have here. The engine has turned off. It's 77 degrees outside, it's cloudy. The AC is not having to work hard, so the engine can turn off here. Also, what's next coming for the Rogue is it's getting a plug-in hybrid this year. It's getting a plug-in hybrid from Mitsubishi. The Mitsubishi plug-in hybrid on the Outlander is quite good. Yeah, there's just nothing. It seems like this engine gets close to peak power around 4,000 RPM, and it has 2,000 RPM still to climb, and it's just not doing much. Anyways, nothing more to say about this powertrain other than Nissan needs a hybrid here, and has needed a hybrid for a long time. But the plug-in hybrid that's coming is going to be a port over from a Mitsubishi Outlander. So we know what that's about. It has a 20 kilowatt hour battery. It's got about 30 miles of EPA range, 300 horsepower. So it's going to solve the powertrain issue that I have with this. All right, being lack of power and a lack of fuel economy. So that's good. But how much is that going to cost? If a Platinum Rogue is already speccing at 48K and you add a plug-in hybrid to it, was it going to be 58K? I don't know. What are they going to try to sell it for? I mean, I would buy it for, it's hard to say, I want to test it first, but I think it would be a good price, around $45,000 a Rogue plug-in hybrid. But are people going to pick that over a RAV4 plug-in hybrid? Or should you just get, I mean, it's going to be Mitsubishi's plug-in hybrid, so you just get a third row in the Outlander and call it a day and get that system? I don't know. Like, it's good. It's kind of like a Band-Aid for their issue right now. They need to have their next-gen e-Power. That's probably not coming till 2027 or 2028 here on the Rogue, and that'll be maybe on a next-generation Rogue. The battery just went out on my GoPro here, and I feel like that's a good segue into heading into the office. Let's go ahead and get in the office and put on the spreadsheet. How does this stack up against the other cars I've driven this year? How does it, what kind of deals are we going to find? Let's go and do it. Nissan Rogue. Where is it going to fall? It's not looking good. I told you it's not as good as a Murano. It's not as good as a Carnival. Is it better than a Honda Pilot? No. Again, keep in mind, a lot of this is apples to oranges. Is it better than a Lincoln Nautilus? Oh, this is guys, it's fallen into this area. Is it better than an Alfa Romeo Tonale? I don't know. Is it better than a Chevy Traverse? Did it fall as low as the Hummer SUV? The answer is absolutely not. The Rogue is an okay car, but okay is to like what? Okay's got to be like C level, right? If B's good, A's great, S is exceptional. Nissan Rogue is just okay. So we're going to throw it in the C category, and you can place it wherever you want with the Tonale and the Traverse. Let's just put it between them for today's sake. Yeah, it's C grade. It's not a great vehicle. It can become potentially B grade if you can get a steal on it. So let's go ahead and look up what we can get one for. All right, the base trim here still comes with blind spot monitor, right? Base trim, guys, it's a good buy. It's a good buy here at 25K. Here's the thing. Would I want to buy it? No, I think you want to lease a Rogue, to be honest. I wouldn't want to buy a Rogue. I don't enjoy driving it. I don't hate driving it. But I was also in the luxury model that had like the nicest seats, the nicest amenities. I would lease it for as cheap as I could, to be honest. It doesn't beat any of the competition. It has great looks. Nissan always has great design. It's comfortable. It's quiet. But if you're spending close to 40K on this, there's so many other cars. And a Murano, I'd much rather have a Murano over the Nissan Rogue. Now, should we look at maybe some different trim levels of the Rogue? I think that makes sense. So let's look at the Platinum grade and let's get off the S grade. And this is where you can see some massive discounts. Like $8,000 discount here. 42K to 33K. I mean, my model, the one I tested, had such massive sticker price on it. It must have had some, I didn't look too much. I was just like in sticker shock, and I'm like, okay, well, it's not worth 48K. 38K, maybe, but again, I wouldn't be buying it. I would only be leasing it. Okay. And like I said, I would much rather have Murano. So let's go and look at a Murano here. Let's go and take off the actually, there's two cars I'd rather have over this. Actually, the Rogue is the last Nissan crossover I would buy. I'd buy the new Kicks over. I think the new Kicks in the entry trim is a really good buy. Yeah, if you need something bigger, just lease a Rogue S, I guess. But the Murano, yeah, it's a good car. I enjoy this car. I would much rather buy this than the Rogue. And the Rogue is like a lease only, in my opinion. That powertrain feels like a rental car powertrain. The powertrain in here is got some heft to it, got some balls. It's a good car, and you're getting good discounts on it already. All right. And if we go back to my spreadsheet, yeah, the Murano's a good car. It's B. It's B tier, right? It's a solid car. It feels very luxurious without that big of a price tag, especially with these discounts. The Kicks is great. Let's go and look at Kicks. $20,000. It's a good buy at $20,000. I like the new Kicks. I like the Pathfinder. You get those for great deals. The deals that you can get on a Pathfinder right now are out of this world. Let me just pull it up for you guys. Pathfinder, I'd rather have probably over Murano. I like the V6 in it, right? So to me, like all Nissan needs to have right now is a Pathfinder and a Kicks, because the Kicks is so much bigger than what it used to be. So let's look at a Pathfinder. Oh yeah, $33K with the V6 9-speed auto. Like no way would I ever be buying a Rogue over when this car exists in the Nissan lineup, as well as the Murano. So I know it's 3 rows, but if you need 2 rows, you have the Murano and you have the Kicks. The Kicks is a solid buy. But I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for watching. That plug-in hybrid on the Rogue, it can't come soon enough, as well as the e-Power model in the next couple of years. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day and peace out.